Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, guys? I want to do a little update for you guys, just because me being able to talk on this channel is like it benefits me a lot, because it allows me to express this positivity. Right? We can't just keep this positivity in our head and just think about it all the time. We have to say it. We have to act it. Right? Like, just as of right now, me thinking all this, talking about this positivity. Like, it actually helps me a lot. It makes me feel better. Because, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just about a couple hours ago, I was feeling pissed. I was feeling crazy. I was just like, my brain is all over the place. But now I feel happy, right? And it's not because I'm getting the validation from you guys. It's because talking about this stuff genuinely makes me feel better. It makes me feel like a better person. And this is a bit counterintuitive, because in a way I'm selling you an idea. I'm selling you something. But by selling you something and quote unquote, scamming you, I'm actually helping both of us. Right? Whereas if I just quote unquote speak the truth, be realistic. And big air quotes, speak the truth. Be realistic. What else? Tell it like it is. Just be honest, man. Get real. This crazy wording. Then that actually it kind of like makes things worse, right? Because you're giving into these, negative thoughts. And oftentimes when people say, being realistic or being whatever, they're not. They're being pessimistic, right? Because reality kind of shows, like, the odds. Being realistic is simply accepting the odds, right? Whatever has the highest chance of happening as being the reality. So if, say, statistically speaking, one outcome has a 1% chance of happening. There's a 1% chance statistically that this given outcome has a 1% chance of happening. And it's 99% statistically chance that the other outcome is going to happen. So by being quote unquote realistic, I say big ass air quotes, man. Everybody, if these big ass air quotes realistic, what does that mean? Okay, that means that no. I just want whatever the most likely outcome is it's gonna be, right? Whatever the statistically most probable outcome, that's what's gonna happen. Right? And these people will like literally, they'll ignore all the synchronicities in their life. I used to be just like that. I used to be a really negative guy, right? And I would always say, like, I'm being realistic. Statistics say that 99% of people, they end up like this. Or statistics say that, 99% of people that are in this demographic, I see something. They do this. Or, statistics, whatever, demographically speaking, or statistically speaking, or, historically speaking, it's like, oh, well, 80% of people that, are in this demographic, they do this. So on and so on and so forth. And so by being quote unquote realistic, all you're doing is you're simply assuming that the most likely option is going to be what the reality is. And say, I've even experienced this myself, right? When these synchronicities come along, I see a lot of these, I've had this a lot before. It's like I would have this really negative mentality. And that negative mentality would kind of motivate me to do something. It would motivate me a lot. Like I was really motivated. And, you know, it's like I got what I worked for, right? You know, I got it all. But then it's kind of like, you know, in a very weird, twisted way, it's kind of meant to tell you that you kind of neglected the most important, you kind of neglected the important element. You know, a lot of people, they're kind of like this in the sense that, you know, they may really, really, want to, you know, I don't know, like, they want to, God, what's something I can think of, right? These people, they really want to, how do I think it? Jeez, I'm tripping over my words here, man. So, a lot of people, for instance, they'll kind of want something, right? And they think that, you know, like, they might try to have a certain thing about them. So, for instance, a lot of people, you know, they think that, okay, in order for me to make money, I gotta be smart. I gotta have a really good education. In order for me to be successful, I have to be educated, right? And so therefore, they get this education, right? They become so obsessed with that education, and then they realize that they neglected this whole other thing that they had. You know, maybe they had really bad social skills. Or they may have had really good social skills. I see this a lot too. Right? When people neglect the gift that was given to them, and then they sort of pursue this other thing. They almost act like whatever talent they had was useless. I used to be like this too. I used to be like a big nerd, right? Big bookworm. Kind of a bit, I want to say, like, just kind of quirky. Like, I wasn't like the popular guy or the cool guy that everybody liked. I was just like this weird, nerdy guy. I kind of like that, you know? And most people just, they just like, I don't know. Dang, bro. I'm talking funny. I'm sure y'all like it, though. So, back then when I was this really